Ready for an adventure.
It's so magical being here.
It's so beautiful.
I just think you have to walk a little bit awkward. Especially with
How I
these
normally walk.
big feet.
The Dell. So the Dell's the largest community of Hobbiton, 9 Hobbit holes total.
So as we come around the sweeping corner here, the view you're about to see is one of the very first establishing shots of Hobbiton in the first Lord of the Rings movies.
Ah, well that's the only scene that dates the scene.
Why does he walk funny?
Yeah, yeah, why are you walking so coordinated?
You're late.
No, you're late! You're Gandalf!
A wizard is never late. I arrive exactly when I mean to.
Precisely!
Precisely when I mean to. Did I get that line wrong?
Absolutely!
Ah, yeah.
God, the Hobbit feet are not traction controlled.
Shane reckons we're great actors.
It's like we're back here with Martin Freeman and
All the good.
Elijah Wood.
Oh, we're all A-listers, aren't we, Bandy?
Yeah, well, what they say is the further up the hill you get, the more status you have. So you can see Bilbo and Frodo are quite well placed up there, right on top of the hill. And if you want to know how much money a hobbit has, you count the windows and chimneys. The more of those suggests the more room, so the more money.
Let me in, Bilbo. Oh, it's very dirty in here. It's very dirty. You need to sweep it out.
And so as you also see, there is nothing on the inside of the Hobbit holes. So we're just the exterior set. All the interior shots you see, they were filmed down in Stone Street Studios and have since been dismantled. Well, we don't usually have people walking around as hobbits, but you two have come very well dressed today.
Well,
but the idea
yes.
is you feel like you could see a hobbit at any
How
point.
do you- suitcase.
What are you trying to say, Shane? Because this is how I normally dress.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise.
But because the books were so well known, they wanted to get all the details just right. Even down to the point that these trees you see here in the Sackville's orchard, these trees were also playing parts in the movie. And that sounds unusual, but these trees are apple trees and pear trees. But in the books, as I'm sure you remember, it makes reference to the small hobbit children sitting beneath the plum trees making pyramids of their plum pips. Remember that bit? Yeah. But Peter Jackson decided plum trees are the wrong look and scale for what he wanted in comparison to his actors playing the hobbits. So what they did, planted these apple trees and pear trees.
And they're bigger.
Yep.
Make
Got them
Yeah.
nice and well established. They came in before filming, they were covered in apples and pears and leaves. But because of the one line in the book, the small hobbit children beneath the plum trees, they had to come in, pluck off every apple, every pear, every apple leaf and every pear leaf. Then they rewired artificial plums and artificial plum trees onto all the trees out here.
Grafted.
That's dedication right there. You can see there's so many similarities to the way we work. Bandy.
Yes, yes, exactly.
The pre-production
Very
we put in.
authentic, very authentic, very, very authentic.
Oh, hello.
Good morning, fair ladies and hobbits.
Oh, where do you come from, young maiden? Oh, and you, giant man, are you Gandalf?
I feel out of place.
You say no hobbit?
Yeah, he's actually an alien. I'm not sure what he's wearing. Yeah, you have to be ready to go to Mordor and Mount Doom at any time. Swing the arms, keep the momentum.
How about looking?
Great, this is how I do all my tours. See?
Fresh as, bro.
Thought of everything.
Very nice. Would you like to do something?
I don't know.
Can?
Drink.
Go on, I won't do that this time. Okay. Go on, I'll
I'm not thirsty anyway.
Sorry, mate.
So Tree Lake Hill is the reason Hobbiton's out here on the Alexander Farm.
The tree was the thing that started it. Seeing that
The tree's the thing they saw from the sky.
The party tree.
But I'll tell you one thing that's pretty cool. So originally when they came here, Bag End wasn't going to be built here. Bag End was going to be built over there underneath that pine tree. Because in the books it talks of the oak tree above Bag End, they were going to pluck off every single pine needle from that tree and rewire artificial oak leaves onto it.
Yeah, that's good.
But as they walked along the top of the hill, they realised that this spot where Bag End now sits, this is the prime piece of real estate that needed to belong to Frodo and Bilbo. Only problem, there was no tree up there above Bag End. So that tree you see there now, it's not actually a real tree.
That's not a real tree, even though the birds in it are
Yes,
real.
There's very confused birds around Hobbiton. They can't quite figure what's wrong with it, but that tree's built from steel and silicon. It was sent to us from Wellington on 5 truck and trailer units and then rebuilt out here. And then around 376,000 fake leaves wired onto it. And they put that up there for what was featured in the movies for probably around 30 seconds. So there's lots of work goes into getting those little bits of details, but that's what makes the movie so good.
Oh, it is a little hobbit's house. It's a complete little hobbit's house.
It's quite big. Everything the light touches is mine.
I can see your house down there in the hollow.
Yeah, the peasant's house.
The peasant.
Don't make me fill out paperwork.
I'm the tallest hobbit there's any.
You are a hobbit freak.
Yeah.